Now, the China Food and Drug Administration is undergoing reforms to address these issues and the potential of opening a huge market for leading multinational pharmaceutical companies. For more on the industry transition, let's bring in Dr. Xi Chen from Yale University. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Rachelle.
So as we discussed, pharmaceutical giant GlaxoSmithKline's HPV vaccine Cervarix has been approved by the China Food and Drug Administration for use in China. What is the approval process?
The approval process is quite complex and it takes for a very long time. For example, in this vaccine, the HPV, it takes about 10 years. So it basically, because China's FDA, Food and Drug Administration, receive all the clinical trials application from domestic and international firms, and they evaluate all the clinical trial data very carefully. It takes quite a long time, there's a center within this food FDA is called the Center for Drug Evaluation, which take care of not only the scientific merits, validity of the clinical trial test, and also, for example, the ethics and whether it is safe for the patients, and it's also take care about, consider about the chemistry, toxicology, pharmacology, different aspects of this application. So it takes very long. So on average, as far as I know, is usually more than 40 months. And for the US counterpart and the European counterpart, they only take like 10 months or less than 20 months. So within this process, it will get approved to be eligible for the production phase. But when enter into that phase, the CDE, the China Center for Drug Evaluation, will have another independent evaluation, which take another few years. So that's why the HPV has been approved by 2013, but it's only finally approved for production by this year.
Well, there is a very big lag time, and part of the issue, as you mentioned, is the backlog for clinical trials that the China Food and Drug Administration needs to approve. Now, this has sometimes resulted in people not getting access to life-saving drugs. How vital is it for China to conduct its own trials for drugs that have already been tested and approved and are on the market elsewhere?
Yeah, I think that really depends on the type of drugs or the vaccine we're talking about. For example, for HPV and other like anti-tumor drugs, and they are really life-saving. So it really killing to take a long time to process. So we can do a few things that can shorten this process. For example, we can prioritizing, as you mentioned before, this process by giving different lights to different type of drugs and vaccination. This is what's being proposed to do by the China's FDA. For example, if it is anti-tumor drugs, and this can be given the green light, which will be fastened the process. But if it is generic drugs that take longer, can be given yellow light. This is what's being proposed. I think will be implemented in the near future.
Well, now that GlaxoSmithKline's HPV vaccine Cervarix has been approved, what is the market potential in China?
I guess the market is quite a large potential market. As the news story already mentioned, like 1/3 the patients are in China, so which is more than the US and the European citizens combined.
Right.
So this is very big. So that's potential market. And also with the economic growth in China, people are growingly aware of this issue and this vaccine. I think a few days ago, before the release of the HPV news to the market, many people don't know HPV, but now they know that. And this is not covered by the insurance, which means that there will be out-of-pocket expenses. For example, the richer people, they already go to some other countries to take the vaccine. And there are some domestic complaints are in the R&D process for other types of HPV, which will come into the market in the future, so which will boost this market. And this is a very large potential population could be suffering from this cancer, so that's why. Yeah.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Xi Chen from Yale University.